The Huawei Mate 80 series is shaping up to be one of the most exciting smartphone launches from the company in years, and the latest leak has taken things to a whole new level. According to fresh reports, Huawei is preparing to introduce custom 20GB RAM for the first time ever in one of its flagship devices. If this turns out to be true, it would mark a major milestone for the brand and place the Mate 80 series among the most powerful smartphones on the market. Earlier leaks hinted that the Huawei Mate X8 might become the world's first foldable phone with 20GB of RAM. But now, well-known tipster Digital Chat Station claims that Huawei is bringing this high-end memory technology straight into the Mate 80 lineup as well. The interesting twist here is that the RAM solution being used is said to be China-made, meaning Huawei is moving deeper into domestic hardware sourcing to reduce reliance on foreign suppliers. But that's not all. On top of the new 20GB RAM variant, Huawei is reportedly preparing an even more extreme option, a 24GB RAM version. This model is said to be a non-public version, meaning it might be reserved for enterprise clients or released in very limited quantities. If this happens, Huawei will be stepping into a territory only a handful of brands have dared to explore. These new RAM configurations will be paired with Huawei's upcoming Kirin 9-30 5G chipset, the flagship processor expected to power the Mate 80 series. Together, the combination of high RAM capacity and the new chipset should deliver major improvements in performance, multitasking, and overall efficiency. Apps should load faster, large tasks like video rendering should be smoother, and the phones should handle demanding operations without breaking a sweat. However, even with these improvements, Huawei is still facing challenges on the chipset side. While the company has made impressive progress despite strict US export restrictions, it still can't match the latest Tinnum and Thurim chips used by competitors in 2025. That gap remains a major obstacle for Huawei's hardware performance. To help balance things out, Huawei has been pushing its self-developed operating system, HarmonyOS Next. The company believes that software optimization can help close the gap between its in-house chips and top-tier global processors. Software can definitely make devices more efficient, but it can't solve everything, which is why Huawei is now focusing on improving other hardware components, like RAM, to boost the overall device experience. Increasing RAM is one of the smartest ways Huawei can strengthen performance without relying on cutting-edge chip manufacturing. More memory means better handling of background tasks, smoother transitions between apps, and stronger performance in resource-heavy scenarios. And in the Mate 80's case, combining a customized 20GB or 24GB RAM setup with the new Kirin 9-30 could make the phone feel much faster than you'd expect based only on chip specs. This move also signals a bigger strategy shift for Huawei. Instead of focusing solely on matching the world's best processors, something that's extremely difficult under current restrictions, the company is trying to improve every other part of the hardware stack. Better RAM, stronger batteries, improved cameras, and optimized software could all help Huawei compete effectively without relying on the very latest chip technology. The big question now is whether this RAM upgrade will make a noticeable difference in real-world performance. If Huawei pulls this off successfully, the Mate 80 series could end up being one of the most powerful and responsive flagship phones on the market, even without cutting-edge chip manufacturing. With all these leaks piling up, excitement around the Mate 80 series is at an all-time high. Huawei seems determined to push boundaries again, and the introduction of custom 20GB and limited 24GB RAM variants might just be the big leap fans have been waiting for. Now all eyes are on the official launch to see how much of this becomes reality, and how far this bold RAM move will take Huawei in the flagship race.